Dear friends, we would like to invite Ambassador of Lithuania, Mr. Marijus Gudynas.
My dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters from Ireland, from Ukraine, from many other countries who stand here today. Today, I am Lithuanian ambassador to Ireland, but I feel Ukrainian. My heart is bleeding the same way as many people in Ukraine. I really believe that people in Ukraine are the real heroes of Europe today. They are defending their own country, and together with that, they are defending freedom in whole of Europe and whole of the world. They are trying to stop Putin from making the Third World War. And we are really very close to that. You all know that Russian tanks, Russian rockets were fired at the nuclear power plant, which is 6 times bigger than the Chernobyl nuclear plant. It's terrible. It has never happened in history. And in Vilnius, in my city, on the municipality building, there is a big plaque which says, "Putin, hug waste for you." And I really believe that it's not only for Putin, but for all of those who are committing crimes. It's very important to understand that it's not only Russia which started the war against Ukraine. It's also Belarus. It's also Lukashenko. And by condemning Russia, don't forget to condemn bloody regime of Lukashenko. And finally, I really believe that this war will end with the help of many people, good willing people from around the world. When I see the strong support for Ukraine in this country, I am really very proud to serve in Ireland, my country. Ireland, thank you. God bless Ukraine. God bless Europe. Слава Україні!
Heroям Slava! Thanks, Mr. Ambassador, and thanks Lithuania for help, and thanks Ireland and everybody. I would like to invite an ambassador of Poland to have a few words for us.
Dear Irish and Ukrainian friends, my name is Sochanska and I am the ambassador of Poland. Thank you. I cannot really add much more to what has been said by Larissa and Marijus, my dear friends, but I would like to tell you that my presence here is a living evidence of love, compassion and solidarity of all the Polish people. You know that we immediately opened our border to all the refugees. I underline, and I would like to underline, of course, majority of them, these are our Ukrainian brothers, but do not believe this Russian propaganda that wants to divide us. We are open to all the people from Africa, from Asia, anybody who needs help will come to Poland. It is very warmly welcome. I would also like to say that Putin will lose. He cannot win this war. We are all Ukrainians. Thank you very much. Long live for Ireland, long live for Ukraine.
Thank you. Thank you, Thank you, Ambassador Pons. And we would like from our side to thank Poland and Lithuania for every help. Especially Poland, the country is open their border for our struggling people with no restrictions. They will take people in, out of the struggling with the war country. If you have no documentation, if you have nothing, they will let you in. If you carry in your pets or any animals, they'll take you in. And there is no restriction, and we're really grateful, and we bow our head for that. Yeah, I would like to invite, there is a representatives of retired members trade unions, and he wants to say a few words on behalf of Russian people, on behalf of Irish people. I'm sorry, I'm getting nervous.
John Barton, lifelong member of the trade union movement and a very active trade union member. I'm now in the retired members group of my union, which is affiliated to every retired group from the Irish Congress of Trade Unions around the country. Over the last couple of days I've been getting calls from all parts of Ireland, north and south, and they have asked me to come here to stand on behalf of them for Ukraine. He asked me as well to call on the Irish Congress of Trade Unions, the community organisations in Ireland, and individual people to come out on the streets to stop the Third World War, which has started in Ukraine and must be stopped. Also, I've been asked by most people who have stood outside the GPO as Irish in Irish situations over the years, and they asked me to ask you and the Irish people to stand with the Ukrainian people and anybody else that is in Putin's book to be eliminated and genocide. They asked me for the Irish people here today to sing our song that should go worldwide, and that's it. We will overcome. We will overcome. We will overcome Sunday. For deep in our hearts, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Ukraine, free!
Free Ukraine! 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 Thanks, everybody. We have another speaker that would like to speak. It's Mrs. Francis O'Donnell. He was a resident coordinator of the UN in Ukraine in the past at the time of the Orange Revolution. He would like to say a few words about shelling our sky.
Thank you very much. I landed in Ukraine in 2014 in the midst of the Orange Revolution. It was an absolutely extraordinary time. I remember seeing one old babushka with medals down the side of her chest. She had walked 100 kilometers with shopping bags of groceries to bring to the protesters on the Maidan. And she was determined her country should be free. She was a Soviet hero of the Second World War, but she wanted Ukraine to be free, independent, and not corrupt. I think of her a lot these days because, of course, in 2014, the situation got much worse. And it has got worse today. We are on the verge of another world war. But myself and a number of people I work with, who are mostly former presidents and prime ministers, are writing and constantly trying to lobby friends in the UN in New York and in capitals around the world. I believe we need a no-fly zone. 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 Okay, what do I mean by that? NATO seems to be queasy about it. It doesn't have to be NATO. We need a coalition of allies, countries that are brave enough to actually impose a no-fly zone. And the United Nations has to lead this. The Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, must get up off his desk in New York and engage with countries around the world to introduce and enforce a no-fly zone over Ukraine, at least Western Ukraine, if not more. But which countries could participate? The NATO countries are too scared that they would provoke the Third World War. Yes, exactly. I agree with you. Yes. Okay, come on up here.
Forget about NATO, let the people in Ukraine down.
Okay.
Home now, bombs with rockets in it. You didn't sleep for 9 days. This emergency, do you understand? And everybody just keeps going on like nothing happened. You can't just look away. You cannot look away. Governments are all in it. You have to scream. Just stop it. Just close the skies. Ukraine, you don't.
And Ireland. So, Ireland can lead the way again. Ireland and other neutral countries, Austria, Finland, Sweden, Switzerland, but countries outside of Europe, Australia, New Zealand, South Korea. There are many countries that are not in NATO who have the capability, even Israel, to join in and enforce a no-fly zone. And why would they do it? Because of their responsibility to protect. This is codified in the United Nations. The responsibility to protect. We call it R2P. 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 The responsibility to protect is incumbent on all of us. And we must protect Ukraine and the people of Ukraine now. Not 2 months now, but now. The country will otherwise disappear, and that never happened. So thank you.
Thank you. No-fly zone. 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 No-fly zone.